Hey sis, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me today as we discuss how to get more done while prioritizing self-care. So as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, CEO times 3, soon to be mom, I have a few secrets up my sleeve on how to get more things done efficiently while weaving in self-care. If you're struggling with prioritizing self-care and productivity, grab your wine, your tea, your cider, water, and a notebook if you'd like, and we'll dive in. Before we begin, sis, I see you. I know you're multitasking right now, so stop what you're doing. Let's take a breath, become present, clear our minds, unclench our jaw, and relax. I like to begin any new task with that quick little exercise to help me recenter as I slay my day today. So again, my name is Charlene Izere. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur running 3 brands and businesses. Wellness Delivered, a self-care and community care brand, Melanin and Money, a hub where we support Black women in entrepreneurship through workshops and digital resources, and Soulful Systems, my online business management agency where we support online entrepreneurs with creating sustainable and scalable systems so they can stay in their zone of genius. So your girl knows a thing or two about systems and self-care, okay? Though they're all fundamentally different, wellness is the thread that connects all of my businesses together. Whether it's helping successful entrepreneurs slay the business game or etching my footprint into industries where there's a lack of diversity and representation, my entrepreneurial journey, it has been filled with plenty of ups and downs, and I attribute many of my ups to my self-care practices as well as systems. Okay, sis, your girl likes self-care and systems. In addition to my 3 brands and businesses, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a sister, a Black woman, soon to be mom. Let's drink to that, okay? And I see you, sis. I see you building your business. I see you going to events, investing in yourself, making time for your relationships, your self-care. And sometimes life can look a little like this. You are doing all of the things, sis, trying to find some sort of semblance to work-life balance. I mean, whatever that is, right? My personal philosophy on work-life balance is, newsflash, there isn't. When I think of balance, I think of living my life on a tightrope, hoping that the next thing doesn't drop. For me, work-life harmony is way more realistic. It meets me where I'm at because just like in nature, in entrepreneurship and in life, there are seasons, and work-life harmony allows me to embrace those seasons without pressure and without guilt, which is something that I notice a lot for entrepreneurs and a lot of Black entrepreneurs specifically. There's so much pressure to be the best and do the best. So here's the tea, sis, or the cider. Prior to starting Soulful Systems, I left my 9-to-5 to pursue full-time entrepreneurship as a fitness coach. Your girl was racking in the money and impact as well. So business was doing great. I was planning out more projects for Melanin and Money, and things were really looking up on an entrepreneurial level. However, on a personal level, not so much. It's like I heard a knock at the door and it was like, hey, hi, hello. It's unresolved trauma ready to shake up my life in the most frenzied way. So I quit fitness coaching. I isolated myself from everyone and anyone. And I realized that, despite being in this dark space and really struggling with depression, I needed to make some money, honey. So I began to monetize the 6 years of admin experience that I had amassed and did some virtual assistant projects here and there and really began to redefine myself, my purpose, and the work that I was doing. So I gave myself what I needed on a self-care level. And in turn, Soulful Systems began to really thrive. And during that season of life, I doubled my 9-to-5 income. And how, I truly attribute that to putting a bigger emphasis on simplified self-care. And I'm not talking just baths and face masks. Simplified self-care really includes having systems in place that keep me zen and my business thriving. It also releases me from any guilt and any pressure. So let's go ahead and dive into some of those self-care strategies. As your system sorceress, wellness hype girl, Black Lux creator, my ethos is and always will be, take what you want, sis, and leave the rest. Now, before we get into the rest of this chit chat, let's take a moment to breathe, relax our shoulders, open our minds, recenter, and become present, sis. Because I want to ask you right now, how many tabs do you currently have open? Physical and mental, okay? Be honest. Do you have a bunch of Google Docs and client work up right now? Are you thinking about what you're going to be making for dinner? Are you scrolling through Instagram or TikTok? How many tabs do you currently have open? As a multi-passion entrepreneur, it's so easy for me to jump from sending out pitch emails to creating a piece of content to calling my sister who I feel like I've been neglecting because I feel like I've been drowning in work, right? It'd be like that sometimes. So I've implemented a 2-tab rule. The 2-tab rule essentially means that only 2 tabs or 2 tasks at a time. So here's the thing, like multitasking is cool and all, but in my experience, it just adds to the chaos. And my goal throughout my chaotic life is to find calm in the chaos. Science tells us that multitasking leads to increased anxiety and really inhibits creative thinking. When the brain is forced to respond to several stimuli at once, response selection bottleneck occurs. This basically means that your brain loses time and energy as it tries to determine which task to perform. So multitasking is messy, and while I'm a huge fan of taking messy action at your expense is not the vibe, sis. If you're somebody who loves to multitask, at the very least, sis, listen, at the very least, try to batch out your tasks to decrease the amount of time and energy lost as you are switching from task to task. I assign a theme to each day and I do my best to stick within that theme. So Mondays are my CEO days. This is where I take a look at my tasks and things that are coming up the pipeline for me and my team. Tuesdays and Thursdays are heavy call days with clients, podcast recordings, etc. And Wednesdays are content creation days, but I also leave room to do whatever it is that I feel like I need. And Fridays are my CEO days where I close open loops. Multitasking is so glamorized, but listen, sis, on the real, there is so much power in single tasking and it really helps center you so you're not serving at a deficit of self. In addition, keep it simple. Remember your basic needs. As somebody who struggles with anxiety and depression, I've found that when I'm at least honoring my basic needs, I've already set myself up for success. So for me, this includes keeping my dehydrated self hydrated, getting quality sleep, and being cognizant of what I eat. For many of us, we're so busy that, planning out meals, going to bed on time, it can be hard, right? If you have the ability to do so, outsource as much as you can. For me, I am so incredibly grateful for my partner who runs the household. So as you're planning out your self-care routine and your self-care systems, ask yourself on a personal and entrepreneurial level, what are my basic needs? For me, on a personal level, I know that I need sunlight to give me good vibes. I'm basically a plant. For those of you who know me, I have like 40 plants in my house. And I also dedicate moments to be still and nourish my skin. Lately, I have been vibing with Cocoa Kind products. They have been so incredibly rejuvenating for me and my glowy skin. And I also know that I need, 8 hours of sleep and I need breaks throughout my day to just truly clear my mind. On a business level, I know that I need an organized to-do list, meetings with my team so that I can delegate accordingly, time to be creative so that I can innovate projects and products within my businesses and my personal brand. So at the very least, as the CEO of my life, I prioritize those basic needs. Sis, in my years of entrepreneurship, I've learned that in order to show up, I can no longer serve at a deficit of self. That's why self-care is so incredibly transformative. When you're able to prioritize your healing, your community is better for it. And as a Black woman about to bring a Black baby into this world while juggling multiple businesses, I need to feed me so that others may eat. And for me, that looks like creating and implementing simplified self-care processes and systems into my day-to-day life. Let me know your self-care strategies in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, stay up to date in all things Black inspiration, green motivation.